Hello, my name is Bill, and this is another science fiction magazine video. So this time it's Analog 1975. So these magazines have been in a video I did a long time ago, but so I'm now going through my recent acquisition of analog magazines. So instead of skipping the ones that I covered before in my previous videos, magazines that I had from before, I'll just redo all of them. So also when I started doing the magazine videos, I wasn't checking who the cover artist was. So January, The Borderland of Sol by Larry Niven. Cover is John Schoen here. So the Borderland of Sol is set in Larry Niven's Known Space universe. So my next 4 shelf tour videos will be Larry Niven, and one of them will be the Known Space books. So, beyond the orbit of Neptune, the solar system hides many surprises. So in this story, ships are disappearing when they're entering or leaving the solar system. So Earth has become somewhat isolated from the other colony systems because everybody's afraid to travel through the outer solar system. So this story is about 3 people with a heavily armed military ship setting up from the planet Jinx to see if they can figure out what's going on in the outer solar system. Is it pirates, or is it a natural phenomenon, or what is it? So you got Beowulf Schaefer. So he appears in many of the earlier Known Space books. So basically he's an adventurer. He whenever he gets bored, he gets in a spacecraft and goes exploring by himself for months or years at a time. And then there's Sigmund Ostfaller. So he works for ARM, the Amalgamated Regional Militia. So basically his job is to keep track of what aliens are up to. And then there's Carlos Wu. So he's a certified genius. So the reason geniuses are certified is because there's population control on Earth. So not everybody is allowed to have children, and those who are allowed, or the number of children is restricted. But if you're a certified genius, you can have as many children as you want. So here you got Beowulf Schaefer is holding a cigarette with his foot whenever his hands are busy. So Carlos Wu and Sigmund Ostfeller are important characters in some of the later known space stories. So you can read this Borderlands of Sol as a standalone story, but there's some things that'll be more significant if you read the whole series. So John Schoenherr also did this artwork and the other picture I showed. And there's February. Lifeboat by Gordon R. Dixon and Harry Harrison. Well, that's a Kelly Freas cover. March. So a story by P.J. Plogger in here. So I first became familiar with him from reading his computer programming books. It turns out he also wrote science fiction. So the cover is Jack Gone. April. So there's something different about the lighting here today, probably because it's so sunny outside. Cover is Rick Sternbach. May. So, Storms of Windhaven by Lisa Tuttle and George R.R. Martin. So I don't know anything about Lisa Tuttle, but she's often a co-author with George R.R. Martin in stories that appear in Analog magazine. Cover is Jack Gone. June. Doorways in the Sand. Roger Zelazny. Cover John Schoenherr. July. And 7 Times Never Kill a Man, George R.R. Martin. Is this where George Lucas got the idea for Wookiees? John showing here. August. Consort Jerry Purnell. Cover Andrei Sokolov. I didn't learn Russian, so don't know how to pronounce Russian names. September. So there's a editorial by John W. Campbell Jr. in here, who was the editor of Astounding and Analog for many years. But this is long after he's dead. Somebody sent a letter they had received from John W. Campbell to the editors of Analog magazine, and they turned the letter into an editorial. So Ben Bova's the editor at this time. Cover by Rick Sternbach. October. Cover is Kelly Freeze. November. Home is a Hangman by Roger Zelazny. Cover Vincent DeFate. December. The Bitter Bread, Paul Anderson. So the cover is Jack Kahn. So, story by Bob Shaw in here, Unfaithful Recording. That I think Bob Shaw is one of the new wave authors that I need to check out. So the playlist for today. Songs to test your headphones. So it starts out mostly ambient, but it gets into some 80s music and some classic rock. New age music. So it's a mixed bag, and it's 16 hours long, so probably won't get the whole playlist listened to today. So that's all for this video. See you in the next one.